Hello everybody and welcome to my S+ rank run of Data Center Alpha and Gunvolt Chronicles Luminous Avenger X. Now, this is definitely one of the harder staged S rank. Took me a couple tries to actually get this one down, both before recording this, when I was doing it on my own time, and currently. I have like 15 failed attempts of just either dumb mistakes or just these rooms being like really tight, because I know I've said a lot of these areas can be like really tight, but this one is definitely the hardest because you have rooms that are squished together, a lot of enemies that you have to deal with differing patterns, and not much area to work with, along with spikes. But once you come down here, you can get the first bonus emblem of the stage. And once again, I recommend using Orbital Edge. Don't worry too much about enemies if you need to use your gun instead of it, but just be very careful and patient. You have time to get to the stage, so don't rush anything. And be careful of those lasers. Now, there is a lot of differing enemies in this stage, but like I said already, is just take your time with this one, because this one is definitely one of the more difficult ones. Don't rush in unless you are 100% sure you can manage. Because like here, you have spikes sitting at the bottom of this long corridor, and only 2 enemies. Now these blasters with Shroud Spear, you can actually take them out. And not necessarily take them out, but you can block that one off so you can get the second bonus emblem without taking any damage. It's the only way you could stop the lasers from going off, but that's the only real time I ever need to use it, because here I just use Orbital Edge to hit through the beam and take out the enemies to get the smaller bonus, but at least I still get the points for it. So, and now here you have another Siren Room, and this one's going to be dropping down a lot of those mechs. You'll have the ones with the shields, the ones with the guns, the ones with the spinning blades. Now, depending on how you want to go about this, stick in the middle of the room, right in between the things that drop them, like right where the brown part is, so that way you aren't risking getting hit, because I could not tell you how many times I've actually done that, where I would just try to avoid and take damage. But if you're not so sure about making it through this area yourself, I'd say just try and take out the Siren as soon as possible. You should still be able to manage the S rank. Personally, I haven't done it myself, so I'm not 100% sure if you'll get enough kudos for it, but it shouldn't be too difficult. But that completes the first section. Now for the second section, which is more annoying, because you have this moving platform which is going to get in your way. Just about as much space as before to move around, and right here in the corner you have the third bonus emblem. But you have a lot of these enemies that'll now pop out of the bottomless pit to try and hit you. And getting through that is not easy, so just be careful and don't rush it, or just fly straight through if you can. But you have areas like this, where there are spikes along the walls, no area to work with, and you got enemies around. If you can, just bullet dash off of one specific wall and try to recharge if you can, unless you have the Icarus Wings ability. And these enemies, before I had said in the last episode that they couldn't be taken out with their missiles, is apparently I was wrong on that. Orbital Edge can destroy the missiles without them exploding into multiple parts, but it's still one of those things where it's like, because this area is smaller, I'm able to get to them faster without risking the missiles exploding or hitting something else. But that is something that I did get wrong in the last episode, so I am sorry about that. Now, here you actually do have a bit of an open space, but still be careful and just try to stick to a small area. And here you have a broken part of the wall that leads to the fourth bonus emblem. But this is where the area kind of gets to a bit of a problem, is unless you have the Icarus Wings overdrive ability, it's not that big of a deal, but you have an area where it's pretty large, but at the same time there's spikes on either side of the wall, so unless you wait for the tram elevator thing to come back, you really don't have much of an option to try and get through if you don't have enough bullets to make it through. So you gotta be really careful with that. But now we've got the boss of the area, and he is weak to Shroud Spear. I'm not sure if other ones with Shroud Spear can stop him in his tracks completely, but I two-shot him, so he's not really that difficult. But if you do hit him with Shroud Spear in his regular form, he'll get caught in a cloth like that laser beam firing thing did when I got the second bonus emblem, so he won't be able to move for a short while. But you can't target him while he's trying to escape it, and it doesn't take him that long to. I'd say just try and keep your distance and hit him when you need to. Now, one thing that I want to bring up, actually, is something that I had come across in a failed attempt for this stage. But there's my S plus rank. I just wanted to make mention of that. But yeah, there is something that I did come across in one of my failed runs that I just wanted to bring attention to because I searched the internet trying to find this enemy and I couldn't find it at all. I do have 2 screenshots, but I only encountered it once. These are just 2 different shots of it. Is that golden whale enemy you see in the corner? I was about to kill him. I'm not sure what this enemy is. As far as I could tell, the only thing it really does if you do see it is it just gives you a lot of experience points to get to the next level. But that's all I know about it. So for now, if you guys know anything more about it, please let me know. But that's going to be it for this episode, so later.